Right.
All right.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? I'm
Yes,
here with
sir.
my
Yes,
boy
sir.
Tim, and I
What's
think
good?
we finally have a name for this podcast slash show slash. Yeah, I don't got any more
Round table
slashes.
talk,
Yes,
Matt
but
talk.
we decided we're gonna go with overtime with B and T. We talk a lot of football after the fact during the week as we begin the new week. So it's the last couple of minutes right before we advance forward. So this is
Exactly.
overtime.
This is your last stop before going into the next week of football, baby. So overtime, sudden death. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Speaking of the sudden death, like how do you feel about that overtime rule with the whole if you get a touchdown, game done. The offense doesn't get the ball. Are you
You
a fan of
know,
that, or do
that's
you one of
a
those people who believe it should change?
no. That's actually. Well, maybe we can even do a whole segment on rule changes of the football because pass interference needs to die. But that's besides the point. When it comes to overtime, that's a good point that you bring it up. And as the intro to our podcast name, that's actually pretty lit. I think it's a good idea that it's a touchdown wins the game. Why? Because a field goal can be scored at any point in time. And me, I'm actually coming from a soccer background where everybody knows that the golden goal used to be the thing where the first person to score wins. And backyard sports or even high school back in the day, it used to be last goal wins kind of thing, right? So I like the idea where it's the last touchdown. Oh, I mean, like the first person to score a touchdown wins and not first field goal because think about it this way, like you have to really drive out of your mind to actually put the ball in the end zone. You get stopped on the 30-yard line, you can kick a field goal. Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Well,
So the first person,
just
go
remember
ahead.
for if you get the ball first,
Yeah.
if you kick a field goal, the other team still has an opportunity.
Exactly. I love that.
But if you get a touchdown, it's over at that point. And I like that because it's like, yo, like it's overtime. Like we're not gonna do this whole, oh, you get an opportunity to score a touchdown. Because like, what if you score a touchdown? That's more time off the clock. It messes with all the other programming. So it's like, get a touchdown, game done. If you get a field goal, then they get a field goal. Then it's next point wins essentially.
Exactly. Both times got the opportunity.
I like that.
And it makes sense too, because if we remember Matt Hasselback, we're gonna get the ball, we're gonna score. Sorry, brother.
Pick
you
six.
did get the ball, but they scored.
Pick six.
I think it was the second throw or whatever it was.
Sure,
it was the first drive.
Yeah.
Packers win in overtime. And I love moments like that. And honestly, I'm not here to bury any other sports. But the thing that I love about football so much is that there's no takebacks.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a season to play, but once you get into playoff football and once you get to where it matters the most, there is no game one, game two, game. No, it's
one and done.
A game
it's one
to that overtime, to that playoff, one and done.
You can't afford to be like, oh, I'll have a better game tomorrow or the next day. It's you have to have your best game right now. And I like that aspect. But yes,
for sure.
Tell us how you feel about the name Overtime with B and T, or does
I do love it, man. I do love it. The overtime is cool, like you said. Like it makes sense because we're the last stop before you go into season. I want into the next week of football. So it's the last overtime. We basically recount everything that's happened in the week, surprises. We make predictions going into the next week, but we give you everything that other shows, other podcasts didn't talk about. We cover it right here.
Hey, well, without further ado, let's just get into the first topic, which is a very, very, very spicy topic. Y'all remember who I believe is the best wide receiver when playing? Antonio Brown. Y'all remember that
You're
guy?
A madman.
You remember that? Madman. I will argue with anybody in the in the comments. Come at me. Antonio Brown is the best wide receiver when he is playing. Debate your auntie, debate your uncle, debate your cousin, debate your auntie's cousin, debate all of them. Antonio Brown's the best wide receiver when playing. I'm ready for all the smoke. Come at me. Let's talk. Let's talk. Healthy discussion, of course, but let's talk. I don't want me just say, oh, he's just better because so. Let's have a conversation. Anyways,
So are we gonna
he's
talk
with
about
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now. That's sorry. I just had to get all
I
that
just
out
let
of the
you
way.
go on your rant.
Yes, but yes. Antonio Brown is with the Buccaneers now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady.
More like the Tampa Bay Gronkaneers. Let's just get that out of the way first of all. Because okay, well, you say what you're gonna say, and then I will rebuttal and tell you why the name should be changed to Tampa Bay Gronkaneers. But continue.
Listen, do you remember when Brady first went there? They were talking about, oh, AB still wants to play with Tom Brady. And then Bruce Arians came out and he's like, oh, he doesn't fit in our locker room. It ain't going to happen. Corona must have changed everybody's opinion because here we are in October. And would you look at that? We're like in, was it week 7 now? Pretty sure.
Yeah, we're going into week 7. We just finished week 6.
Going into week 7 now. AB is now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So, hey, I believe this puts them as a title favorite at this point. Because
title favorite.
Listen.
What?
Listen. Up until this week, I promise you, the weakest part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is the offense. What are you going to say about the defense?
Agreed. The defense is playing – they're like top 5 defense in the NFL right now.
Definitely.
Maybe behind Pittsburgh. I'll throw in the Chiefs a little bit.
How do you feel about the Titans?
Oh,
you think the Titans have a good defense? Even though they gave up about like 36 points to the Texans, who
I think what's all played up. So let's not.
You think it was off the strength of Deshaun?
Deshaun Watson played up on that, but like the Titans' defense are a madness because we all saw what they did
to Buffalo.
In the previous game. So that's why I said in that top 5 echelon, like, and I'm not saying Titans are number 1. When in the top 5,
they're good.
The Buccaneers are there, right? Because I know you got more. I'm gonna let you. This is your time. This is your Tampa time.
But listen, you have Antonio Brown. You have Mike Evans. You have Chris Godwin.
Hamstring.
He looks fine now. And listen, him and Brady, they have something good going in that red zone. Like he has like 3 bona fide red zone targets. You have Evans, Gronk, and you still have Cam and Brady. Like you don't see Cam and Brady often, but when you do, he's making a clutch first down catch.
1,000%.
That's what you have it there for.
This is how Tampa Bay drive with Tom Brady works. A run by Rojo. A quick slant out to Gronkowski for a first down.
Or Scotty Miller.
Then a deep 60-yard bump to Scotty Miller. Pass interference. Gets them to the 10-yard line. A red zone touchdown by Mike Evans. That is a standard Tampa Bay drive right there.
Listen, they have to PI them. But like seriously, with that lineup that you name here, AB, Gronk, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Who do you double there? Like,
I mean, I'd go for AB because I'm sorry, he's person of interest number 1. Because the thing about it, they've always had those guys, and like the world obviously is going to be expecting that each of them can be a playmaker.
Yeah.
But when you bring somebody like AB, Antonio Brown, off reputation alone, I don't care what the other. It's literally like I'll take Bill Belichick's approach. We take your best weapon away.
You beat us with your second option. If you do, hats off to you. Essentially.
Exactly. You were meant to win that game because I'm not going to be like, oh, why didn't
you
double AB?
Took away, yes, definitely.
Right? What kind of conversation are you going to be like? They're like, oh, well, we didn't know he was going to throw to AB. What?
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of here.
But hey, listen. AB comes back after week 8, so he plays week 9. He plays week 9.
The Saints.
Yep, he faces the Saints. He faces the Panthers. He faces the Rams. He faces the Chiefs. The Chiefs. He faces the Vikings, the Falcons, Lions again, and the
Do you play?
Falcons.
You don't play against Mr. Ryan. You don't play against
They
Russell
don't face
Wilson?
them this season. The only time they'll see him is in the playoffs. Hopefully.
Wow, the Mans
So
are dodging, and you play the Falcons twice, the Panthers twice.
that's division rivals.
Yeah,
Come
stop that
on.
noise. Stop that noise. Division rivals.
Listen. I'm just saying.
You realize
I think they sweep that schedule with that team. I really do. I think they sweep that schedule.
Of course they do. And this is why I'm going to tell you why the division rival doesn't matter. Every single piece that matters on that team was not in the division before. AB, Gronkowski, Fournette, and Tom Brady. Where were those guys in the division last year? Stop it. What do you mean?
Hey, well, listen, the matchup I'm most interested in seeing is the one versus the Rams, because I'm pretty sure the last time we saw Jalen Ramsey versus Antonio Brown, he got a couple picks off of him. So,
word.
Jalen Ramsey, he don't back down from nobody. He thinks he can guard anybody.
He thinks he can guard like Hades. Okay, he thinks he can guard the gates of hell. But that's easier said than done. And I've seen him being burnt by wide receivers that are not on the level of AB. So
he gets burnt by the quicker guys. He does better against like people who are like Julio size.
The Julio sizes, yeah.
Yeah, like people who he can get physical with and get them off of their route. Cause a lot of those guys who do their route, like who are good route runners, like if he's able to get them off their path, be physical, that's where he gets them. But those speedy guys, like he has a little bit more trouble with them.
Exactly. And like the only thing that could work to his advantage, talking about that matchup, is the fact that obviously AB hasn't played in how many games is that? Like almost 10 games. AB hasn't played in like 10 games.
Oh yes, he hasn't played in like
because his last game was week 4 for the Patriots.
Yeah, they faced the Dolphins that week.
Yeah. So that until now. So basically October till October was the last time he's ever played. And he's going to play the Saints in, I guess you could say November. But nonetheless, it's basically a full year, like you said. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the person he is, and obviously his work ethic, man has talent. He was born with talent, but he's developed skill. Do you think he drops off in any way, shape, or form? That's why I'm saying it might help Jalen Ramsey. Been a year. Be honest.
I think
speak with your heart.
He's obviously gonna have some of that like in-game type of rest, but like I've seen the workouts that he's been doing throughout the year, so like, and he's been working with Russell Wilson already, so like
thanks.
It's not like he's not getting his reps up, but like we'll see how he reacts after that first tackle, and that'll really tell you all you need to know about does he still have it, or will he have lost a step,
1,000%. And the thing is that I was going to say, comparative to like, who are the two players that came back after a million years? Look at Gronkowski. Gronkowski went to do WWE. We saw this guy in Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. Obviously, it was going to take, even lost weight, right? So obviously, it was going to take him longer. Yeah. And even like what? Now
it took him a couple weeks before he's already like, there's Gronk.
There's the Gronk.
But also, what I think he's also doing? He's doing a lot of load management. Like Kawhi
Leonard.
Essentially.
Kawhi Leonard. Well, you can now. You're not the only tight end.
They don't need his presence. Like obviously you're gonna miss him, but it's not like your offense will crumble without him. So
exactly. Because to be honest, Gronk playing bad, they won 3 games. Mm-hmm. And he helped them win that for the 4th one, right? So Gronk playing bad, they won 4 games. And I'm not seeing AB taking 4 games to get back to normal. I'm seeing him maybe take 1 or 2 just to, get his feet wet with the play call. And let's be honest, what kind of play call do you really need for it? Look what he did to the Patriots. 1 game, 1 deep ball touchdown.
Yep.
This is not rocket science for AB. Like, that's what upsets me so much. Because we're going to talk about this is what upsets me so much about this, is that there are teams that are literally like, think about it, when we were kids and you were picking somebody to play kickball and you're just like, hey, I I want you. Like, yeah, the losing team will always be like, oh man, you're only picking the good guys. But yes, because I want to win. So when you allow a team like, first of all, the Chiefs to get Le'Veon Bell, it's because they want to win. Why would you not keep that away from them and picking them? Obviously, if you have the cap space for it. And Tampa Bay. I guess people assume that Tampa Bay would never get AB because of what Bruce Arians had said.
Yeah.
And that leads me back to my point. Since Tom Brady came into the Buccaneers, Gronkiniers, we've had, every player is going to be accountable for the words of their voice. It doesn't matter who you are. Tom Brady isn't the coach, isn't the captain. He makes mistakes too. Blame Tom Brady for those picks. Out of nowhere, flipped around. Those picks weren't Tom Brady's fault. It was a couple of the receivers. Yeah, what's his name? Scotty, Mike Evans ran the wrong route. Do you see?
Hey.
Those rings hold weight, my guy. Jedi mind check. Facts. So, I bet he released that tweet 3 weeks into it. Tom Brady just came into Bruce Arians' office and was like, okay, how far do you really want to go with this whole Buccaneers thing? Are we talking about 8-8 or are we talking about Super Bowl? He just basically laid it out.
He's like, yo,
thank you.
Do you remember that Triple H, the Batista promo, like a couple years ago, where he's like, "Give me what I want, give me what I want," and then Triple H's like, "I ain't giving you a damn thing. Give me what I want. Yes. I want Antonio Brown." That's what I mean. Give me what I want.
It just sounded like a spoiled kid. I want it. I'm like, bro.
You're gonna give me what I want.
Oh my gosh, yes. And you know what's crazy? It was like, who was it? It was the Seahawks. It was obviously the Buccaneers. Wasn't there another team?
Ravens as well.
Ravens. Well, the Ravens ended up getting Dez Bryant, who I'm so happy for.
Hey, I remember I was saying in group chat, I'm not sure what he can bring, but if he does, hats off to him.
He's not going to be a detriment. He's the only thing he'll do is just make you better, or just
he'll be a leader. I think he's gonna step into that leadership role now.
Exactly. Like right now, you don't who's a veteran wide receiver for the Ravens right now? Hollywood Brown,
Willie Snead.
Stop it. Just stop it. Exactly.
Yeah,
so anyways, yeah. So when the Seahawks, I was like, wow. If the Seahawks get this man, you got DK Metcalf. More like DK.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Megatron.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. I'm giving that to Chase Claypool. I'm giving that to Mapletron.
I didn't say.
Mapletron.
Whatever.
Chase Claypool. You gotta support the Vancouver boy.
He didn't come from Toronto. He didn't come from Seneca. It doesn't count.
He's a Canadian.
It's true. The only one. Oh, there's I don't really know.
There's a couple, but he's the only one who's projected to have a good career.
Who the world is actually talking about, for goodness sake.
Exactly.
Well, okay, fine. Give me another Decepticon. I don't know. Give me another name. We'll
Sky Scream or something. I don't know.
But yeah, you had DK on one side. AB on the other side.
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett. Bro, that would have been, I was calling it Saints, Seahawks, playoffs. Epic proportion. Yeah, stop it. That's what it's going to be. Nonetheless, that's where my mind was going. When I check my Instagram, well, I think you sent it to me. I scroll and I'm just like, this is what we didn't want to happen in NFC. Just like the AFC, everybody was afraid of Bill Belichick getting Cam Newton, which he did. Everyone was afraid of this guy joining Tom, because that's literally what it was. Tom Brady going to Tampa. Will Antonio Brown join him? That was the question. We didn't know what he was going to do when he came back.
Yep.
So it's going to be a madness, brother. Anyone who didn't think that they were going to make the playoffs is officially wrong. It was officially wrong. Sorry. So
hey, man. Whew, I'm excited. I like
He's not
watching
even a
Antonio
Patriots.
Brown.
He's
I
not
like
even a-
watching Antonio Brown play. I like watching. I'm not allowed to like Antonio Brown play.
No, not when he's going. We're not even in the NFC South.
I'm not allowed to watch football, man. I can't watch football. I can't be excited about
Take
football.
that scarf off your neck.
I can't be
Take that
excited
scarf
about.
off.
I'm a football fan. Let's come on now. Don't do me like that. Come on. Now.
Well, I'm a biased Saints fan, and I will never approve of this message. So you just keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Well, then, we can talk about that game versus the Packers since we're still on the Buccaneers topic.
Oh yeah.
So, we saw Aaron march down the field on that first drive, get a field goal. Patriots go 3-and-out. Next drive, Aaron runs in for a touchdown, which got called back. But while he thought it was a touchdown, he did the
Hingleberry.
Yep.
Real quick.
They scored that touchdown, and that's the last time they even got close to any type of points for the rest of the game. And this was just in the first quarter. What happened? What happened?
Bro, let me tell you one thing right now. And we've talked about it before. Two things happened. Number one, a lot of missed passes between, because Devontae Adams played again. He finally played.
That was his first game back.
A lot of miscommunication between the two. But I understand. When you have linebackers who are running as fast as your wide receivers, I'm sorry, there's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is hope that a deep ball is going to go past the quarterback's head. Because anything intermediate was not going anywhere. Both picks, intermediate routes. One off, was it?
It was an out route. Devontae Adams ran to the left, and I believe it was Jamel Dean. He was sitting on it. He was sitting on, like, with that type of route, like, the quarterback has to throw it before he even makes his break. Like, that's 100%. A timing route, because, like, 100%. You can't wait for him to make his break and then throw the ball. You have to throw it before he makes that break, so by the time he turns, it's boom, right there.
It's already in his hand, right? Exactly. Give him that quick back shoulder. As soon as I turn around, it's in my hands, diamond shape. But you can tell that the moment he was like this,
but
Dean was already inside.
If you see the replay, he was staring him down the whole play. So Jamel Dean's like, oh, okay, it's coming here. To the house.
To the house. Oh, my gosh. Let's be honest. That second one was basically to the house as well. It was 1 yard away from, like, so I'm just
and that was, like, off of a bat, too. Like, it was off a batted pass.
It was a batted pass. It was disgusting. And, like, at that point, you just saw the pressure that was coming. And then which open space. And that's the thing. Like, Aaron Rodgers, if you think about it, the guy's a big scrambler. He's not like a scrambler down the field, but he moves.
He'll get around just to get a pass off.
Just to get like those two epic throws he did against against the Cardinals and the Lions, like back in the day. You know, to take the game to overtime. Boom, big scramble out in from the backfield into the end zone. But Ndamukong Suh was not having it, bro.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
He's like, I ain't forget those Detroit days, fam.
It's not happening.
I ain't forget the Detroit days.
It's not happening. And I'm like, yo, did we forget Ndamukong Suh is like he played on the Rams.
He's pretty athletic. He's pretty athletic.
Very athletic.
Yeah.
Didn't really make a splash on the Rams. Obviously, they were cooked like burnt brisket when he was playing with the Lions. But now that he doesn't have to number one carry the front seven. He can just rely on everybody else to do their job because they are. And oh my gosh, that pass rush! It got to the point where like he wasn't even tackling; he was just pushing. He was just pushing Aaron Rodgers to the floor. And I was like,
bro, we talked about this before, but I just wanna give you that same image. Imagine these guys are blitzing you. Jason Pierre-Paul.
Finished.
Ndamukong Suh.
Finished.
Shaquille Barrett.
Finished.
Devin White.
You're dead.
Levante David. All those guys are rushing at you. If your guys do not get open, it's free smoke every single time. The DBs, they came to play. They came to play today. Like, like the way they played that day, there's not a lot of teams who can score on that team because they were just rolling on all cylinders that game.
That was probably the most complete. First and foremost, no penalties.
Yep.
unreal.
Yep.
And you know that's Brady yelling at people because like the guy comes from a no penalty team.
Yep.
But like that was Brady just going in. But I literally did not see a flaw in that defensive. That game was scary, and that game was for me before Aaron Rodgers came. Like I even told you, before AB came, I even told you that game was what made me realize that Tampa Bay is going to the playoffs. Period. Like if the defense, like usually defense they rise, so which is even scarier. Like defense actually don't play as well in the beginning of the season, as we can see. Obviously, COVID aside, but like teams are just scoring bare points on each other. But usually a defense will rise continually into. That's why even like Tampa Bay, they were bad in the beginning of last season, and then they got better near the end. They were like top 10 defense or whatnot.
Even you can even look at the Chiefs. They were horrendous all year, but the playoffs they just flipped the switch. Like,
and it makes sense because like. The team has the defense. They've seen everything that you've done. Like it's really hard. It's really, really, really hard to be creative in the playoffs, right? So now that you have a Tampa Bay team that has probably seen what most of the league is doing, oh my gosh, that's scary.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, that's a force to be reckoned with.
Are you happy? Are you happy for this? Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Did you really want to be? Were you one of those people that actually said, "Oh man, I want Tom Brady to win a championship without Bill Belichick"? Are you one of those people?
Listen, that's my quarterback forever.
You gotta
that's
hit it
my
with
quarterback forever, man.
You gotta hit it with the Terrell Owens.
Quarterback. that dude brought my team 6 championships. Like I'm content with him winning some more. Raise the bar even higher.
So you're not gonna thank Malcolm Butler or Gostkowski or even our guy from Vinatieri? You're not gonna mention any of that?
I'm gonna respect the Super Bowl MVPs. Deion Branch, Tom Brady,
Julian Edelman, Hall of Famer, future.
I keep on telling you that dude is not a Hall of Famer.
He's not.
He's a Patriots Hall of Famer, but
for sure.
He's not like
he's not
a friggin' all-time Hall of Famer. Like he has a playoff numbers. Like if you look at his playoff numbers, the only person who has better numbers than him is Jerry Rice. But there's more to it. Like you don't get into the Hall of Fame just off of playoff numbers. You need the season numbers as well. And
Jerry Rice.
He has all of them.
He didn't just turn it on in the playoffs. He kept it on, but it was on the entire time. Man was catching bricks when he was a kid. Okay, so
and he was using Stickum, but we don't like.
Okay, well, whatever. Like I mean, 1993. Like nobody cares about that.
Stickum.
I know, actually cheating, but that's besides the point. So yeah, no, obviously, like Julian Edelman is not even close to it. But Eli Manning, he's in my Hall of Fame.
For leading the league in picks like 3 times.
No, for beating Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. That's why. No, this guy rolled his whole head. Well, yeah, no, for real. Tampa Bay, like I said, crushed Green Bay. And the thing is that, like, obviously, like, remember what we had said? See, this is a comment. Please, in the comment section, please, this is something that a question that I wish I could ask the football world. If anything, if I could just go into Skip Bayless's notes and just ask him this. So, comment section below. Would Aaron Rodgers have been able to come out of 28-3 in the Super Bowl?
I got the answer for you. No.
That's it, man. That's it. And
no.
wait.
No.
Would Russell Wilson? You're darn right. Don't even think about
in 2017,
he
lost to that same Falcons team.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, if it was Super Bowl,
he lost to the Falcons, that same Falcons team. You can't say that.
Whatever. I'm just saying the man he is today.
Okay, today, yes, fine. I'd say he could.
Like, that's like he right now is, because let's be honest, that was Tom Brady's prime. Come on. That was Tom Brady's prime.
I think Tom Brady's prime would be from like 2000. Like in terms like his best years, I think you'd have to go 2007 to 2011. I think those are his.
So the times he actually never won a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Really? That's an interesting thought. Wow.
I think crazy. Those are some of his most impressive years, numbers wise.
You know who would really love to hear that?
Who?
Bill Belichick. Because you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
They won the Super Bowl off the strength of him, not because Tom Brady was playing his best.
Just because he was balling out in those years, he didn't have those, like, I look at a lot of like Tom Brady tapes. I find a lot of his best passes came from like that 2007 to 2011 window. I feel a lot of his best passes were in that time frame, which doesn't say Tom Brady hasn't thrown great passes before. I just think like his top of the top.
Those were his GOAT moments, so to speak.
Yes.
Because like I said, I'm a number one hater of Tom Brady, guaranteed. But I will say when that Falcons Super Bowl, I think like it might have not been his best game.
Think about it like this. Think about it like this.
Okay.
I'll put this in terms that I know some people who are listening can get. Since I like to call Brady the GOAT. Like from like 2006, 2007 to 2011, that is Tom Brady's equivalent to Michael Jordan during the first three-peat.
What?
And when he wins in the Seattle, when he wins versus Atlanta, when he wins versus the Rams, I think that is his when he comes back from the second three-peat. That's what I look at those couple of games as. That's how I look at it.
I like the way you put it, though.
Yes.
Wait. So
I might get flamed all the way for this, but that's just my take on it.
Well, when you talk about when Jordan, obviously we all know he had needed help. Like no one's saying that he did it by himself, but like I feel like it was more of a team effort in that second three-peat. Would you agree?
Say that again.
I like when Jordan came back and did the second three-peat. Obviously, we know Jordan's amazing, but like I feel like it was more of like even just watching The Last Dance and understanding everything more together. Yeah. I feel like that was way more of a team effort in the second three-peat. Yes. So is that what you're comparing? Like, because like there was like a whole team effort that obviously like if you did look at like this, like the 28-3, yeah, Tom Brady did carry his team out, but like the Rams game,
they had a good defense. They like
strong defense.
That's one thing. Like, yes, we credit Brady for doing all he had to do to win the 28-3, but you can't forget the high tower strip sack. You can't forget the third down stops that they did. So
remember, they stopped scoring. They literally stopped scoring. Tom Brady doesn't play defense, as I always say.
Yes. So in that aspect, you can say even with the Jordan second three-peat where it was a team effort, that's where you could look at it. That's where I say like the 2007 to like 2011, whereas like Brady was putting up numbers. Those probably the weakest years for the Patriots defense as well. Yeah. And just like in Jordan's first run, where it's like even before the championship,
even before the first three-peat,
where it was like he was doing everything in his power for them to win games essentially. Whereas when he got to that second stage of his career, where it's like he's more efficient with it, he's doing like everything, like he's making passes, he's getting rebounds, the whole shindig, right? So
yeah. I get it. This guy almost made me feel some sympathy for Tom Brady. Never gonna happen, but I almost felt some sympathy. But that makes sense. But like I said, I always, as long as credit is given where it's due, right? And here we go again. Tom Brady, elite defense. How far are we going? I'm gonna ask you to make your prediction right now.
All right. So I'm gonna just tell
elite defense. So this is Tom Brady.
We're talking about the Buccaneers right now.
Buccaneers, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
So you remember Emil, right?
That's my guy.
So pretty much.
Shout out to Emil. He's got a channel on YouTube as well.
Emil
Check him out.
GTV.
Emil GTV doing
Yes, sir.
reactions.
Yes,
Hilarious.
sir. Shameless plug. Anyway, so me, him, and our other homie Wiggins, we made a little, like, we've been doing a little competition with football where we make picks, right? And the winner at the end, whoever gets the most picks on the games right, the winner has to pick a jersey that they want, and the two losers, they buy that jersey for them.
Oh, that's pretty
So,
cool.
but as a bonus, we also said at the beginning of the season, pick the accurate Super Bowl pick, like who's making the Super Bowl and who's winning, and the winner gets a steak dinner. So,
Wait, if you get the pick and the winner right?
yes.
Oh my gosh,
It's pretty much a lottery. It's pretty much a
That's
lottery.
a huge lottery.
But my original pick was I predicted the Baltimore Ravens versus the Buccaneers. And I had the Ravens winning. I had the Ravens winning.
Oh,
this was the beginning of the season.
This is where you're going with this.
Listen, I think the Bucs are getting to the Super Bowl. I think they're winning. I think they're winning it.
Hey, 4-2. We'll see.
I think they're winning it. I think Brady's gonna really save his best throws for the playoffs. Listen, hey.
Wow. So you really are taking them. Well, honestly, if they were to play right now, I think the Bucs would beat the Ravens. So that's why I don't think the Ravens would be in the Super Bowl. Like if they actually, like, that's a legitimate question.
Listen,
I think they would beat them.
as long as they get that score up to 10, it's an automatic win. It's an automatic win. I'm sorry. Do we have to bring up the stat? The Lamar Jackson is now 0-5 in games where he trails by 10 or more points.
That's bananas.
Oy. He wins every other game. He wins every other game. Except when he's down by 10. As long as it's down by 10.
Just pray that game is not in the playoffs.
Hey, Dave, if you were here, you'd be able to fend for your guy. But
you would have.
Neither here nor there.
But until then, right now, Mahomes is daddy. And if Big B gets his answers, or if he gets that steak dinner, Tom Brady is going to be his uncle as well. So that's all I'm saying. Because that's very, very true. And I don't know if he can, like, the way they're building linebackers nowadays, those guys are not Cincinnati Bengal linebackers. They are not. Like they are quick, and literally that's like for me. If Tom Brady was there, I'd still think they're 8-8. But it's just that defense humming. It's scaring me how better. Like that's why I mean, like saying like defense usually get better and better as the season goes. Well, they already started here, so it scares me. I think
the only thing stopping them, the only thing that would be stopping them at this point, I believe, is injuries.
Yeah. I'm not wishing on nobody.
But it's like it comes with the territory. Somebody, obviously, you pray somebody doesn't get hurt, but that's a risk that they sign up for when they put on the uni. So
exactly, and like even what's it called? Like look at Vita Vea. Like Vita Vea is out, but his replacement is just plain as good. So clearly, these guys are not. The world is not over just because one player gets injured. Like I don't know what the depth of their linebacker core is, but I still think that like they're gonna make a big push, even if one or two players goes out. Because that's think about it this way: Mahomes got injured during the Super Bowl season. Think about that. The guy
they stayed afloat. I forget who the guy was.
What's his name? He was a good quarterback, though. He got a Super Bowl ring. Hey, backup QB gets a ring. He contributed.
That's the Brock Osweiler special, huh?
Yeah, facts. That Nick Foles special. You know what I mean? Foles magic. Well, yeah. So, like, just because you get injured doesn't necessarily mean that you're out of the running. But I don't know. Tom Brady, COVID.
Hey, man.
Who knows? Maybe. I don't. Don't wish it on him.
But since you brought up Foles and the Eagles,
here we go.
There was also a game on Thursday, the Week 7 preliminary. The Eagles versus the Giants. That's the NFC least matchup. So we all know the Eagles won that game. It was a 1-point game, I'm pretty sure.
Awesome game.
But there was
That
a
was
point
probably
in time where it looked like they were gonna lose that one. Daniel Jones made was that like a read option play or was it a
It was
scramble?
a read option.
Okay.
It was a read option.
So it was a design play.
Design, absolutely.
What were they running there?
I don't know.
I have to believe it was a man. I have to believe it was like man coverage or something. Because how did he get so open like that?
It would have to be because on the backside, on the on the right side where he ran, there was literally only the man coverage on the wide receiver who kept him blocked. So it would have to either be man and the were blitzing.
Yeah, they bid on the run backer.
They bid on exactly. So that's why it was a read to the left, and the entire like O line and linebacker court.
They sold it. They made it look good.
They bought it, and then the only DV on the right was plain man. It wasn't. You can tell it wasn't coverage or it wasn't
There was no safety over the top.
There was no safety over the top because he was playing like right in front of them. So all he needed to do, I forgot who the wide receiver was, but all he did was just keep him at bay. And oh my gosh, I feel like that run, and you know what? I always use this phrase: truth is stranger than fiction. That run single-handedly explains all of the NFC right there and then. So
the
close.
NFC or just the NFC East?
Oh, the NFC East. The NFC East. Yeah, sorry.
All right.
Yeah, that's just the NFC East. So close, but yet so far. Nothing in front of you.
Listen, if they didn't score off that fall, if they didn't score when he fell.
Bench. Eli Manning, Hall of Famer, come in and play.
What do you think was going through his mind that led him to fall? Do you think he's like, oh, somebody gonna catch me or something like that?
Let me just take and die. What?
And like he tried to run faster than he actually could.
Well, I guess in my day of running, in my heydays before the hamstring came at me, the only times I have ever tripped was when I would be leaning too far forward.
Okay.
And like I would stumble over myself, right? Or like my foot clips my other foot. He literally was perfectly upright.
Yeah.
What I think was that he was running out of gas, my guy. And
he was on fumes.
the whole
he ate too many Krispy Kreme donuts in the week, huh?
You know what I mean? Like those New York burgers were getting to him. Because when you're running, right? Obviously, like you're using your whole body, and then they always say, use your arms to swing.
Yes.
When you see a man starts running with his shoulders,
that's when he's tired.
He's tired. Those shoulder pads are coming off his body, man. When he got to like the 30-yard line, I was like, this man is going to die. And you know what's so sad? What's our guy's name? Is it James Harrison from the Pittsburgh Steelers? That had the 90-yard pick six. Yes. Exact same thing. But my homeboy kept his entire composure until he got to the end zone. Ducking and diving over Cardinal defenders.
Yep.
This guy had nothing but clear space.
And that's a linebacker who did that.
That's a linebacker.
He had more traffic to get through too, because he caught it like in like the middle of the end zone, and he had to get past all the linemen. He had to outrun Larry Fitzgerald. Prime Larry Fitzgerald, your boy, the quote unquote GOAT.
Go wide receiver.
That's a story for another day. But
has more seasons than interceptions. Stop it. Anyways, but yeah, 100%. And like, I actually remember the same thing happened to my friend. Not bringing back high school, but
college or like high school?
In high school, we were playing against a team, a Mississauga team called Pocock.
Okay.
It was Our Lady of Pocock, a college team, and he was our tight end. I'll never forget. It was 0. No, we were losing by like 3 points or something like that. Yeah. This touchdown would have literally just at least either tied the game or made us at least put us out in front. It wasn't by much though, so I think it was like 14-12 or like 10 to like now 15 or something like that, something close. Either way, it would have tied it or given us at least 2 more points, and then we just have to play hard D. This guy, quick out route to the tight end, catches the ball, running. My friends might remember this. I don't know if you guys remember this more. Running down the field. Man gets to the 20-yard line. 20-yard line. Somehow trips over himself and just collapses on the floor. And the whole team was just like, yes, yes.
How much time was left?
Oh, there was still like maybe like 5 minutes, like maybe 10 minutes, because this was high school, right? So we didn't play full length quarters. I think it was just 10 minutes a quarter or something.
Yeah.
There was like 5 minutes left in the game. Bro, I remember we played this at their school.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see, let me tell you something right now, Brandon. There's nothing more humiliating than high school black girls laughing at you.
Oh, no.
There's nothing more humiliating than high school black girls, and I love my sisters, high school black girls laughing at you because you feel every single vocal cord screaming at their top lungs.
That's facts.
Laughing at you. And the roar.
Yo, look at this guy. He fell. And got friggin' grass in your helmet.
The grass in the helmet, the things on the pants. Oh, you're finished. Either way, we didn't get the touch because obviously the first down, we get stopped at that same line. I think we fumbled the ball or something like that. I think it wasn't even an interception. No. And we lose the game. And they scored 2 more touchdowns. But now they're actually out by 2 points. That play never left us. It literally was like the shadow or the overcast of the entire season because it was the second game. We went 1-6. So, and we won our last game was the win.
I know all about going or only winning one game. We won our last game of the season. Hey.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That was the last time I could relate to somebody just like falling without being tripping. But like you said, thank goodness Daniel Jones, he got that touchdown. And it wasn't even a run, so he had nothing to do with it. Thank goodness he got that touchdown, man.
Hey, but that would have been a nice little stat to have on his record. What was it, like a 90-yard?
90.
Or not, it was an 80, but it could have been a 90.
Could have been a 90. It's a run, but...
Hey, that would have been nice.
It would have been well, it already is, but it would at least been the longest running touchdown.
By a quarterback?
By a quarterback for the Giants.
What was the longest ever recorded? By a quarterback.
Well, I mean.
Does Vic have the record? Or Kaepernick?
I think, hold on, I would have to check. But do you remember Mariota's run 2 seasons ago?
Yes, I remember he had a long run too.
That was insane. And obviously he just kept his pace. But longest QB touchdown run. Who would have that? Oh, Cordell Stewart.
He played for the Steelers, right?
No, it was when he was on against the Steelers. Yeah, he was on the Steelers against the Carolina Panthers. 80 yards. So he would have tied. Tied Cordell Stewart.
He fumbled it.
So like I said, that play, I believe, represents all of the entire NFC East. So close, but yet so far. But the amazing thing about it is that because of that, we got to see my boy walk into Wentz, a.k.a. Carson Wentz, a.k.a. torn ACL Wentz, a.k.a. Super Bowl ring by association, scored that touchdown to Boston Scott.
Listen. This guy, he's a character. Because this dude, he'll go from making an amazing pass downfield to like a, what were you thinking? Like,
across the body.
Yes.
Across the body.
Like, how do you throw that interception in the end zone? Look how many people are there. Like, know your personnel. Does that guy normally go up for those type of passes?
No.
Like,
I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and saying, like, you know what? Maybe he was trying to throw the ball away, but I'm like, nope, he threw it in the end zone. Mm-hmm. He threw it inside the end. Like, if he had thrown it out of bounds, no, he was trying to score a touchdown across his body. And and the crazy thing is that, see how you're forgiven when you win? No one's talking about that because we're talking about his throw to Boston Scott. So, if Daniel Jones had won that game,
they would have been saying, "Yo, why that interception?" Because it's like they could have also got 3 points on that drive, but instead they came with 0 points on there.
Exactly. So yeah. So well, it's a madness how you can be in the losing side of a record and still be in charge of the division, like the Cowboys. But now that the
Eagles, they are
the Eagles
1 or 2,
no, they're 2.
4-1.
2-4. 2-4-1, yeah. So is it still Eagles winning this division? Now that Dax is stack is.
I think so.
Stack is.
I saw what Dalton did, and he hasn't given me reason to believe in it. Like maybe that was just an aberration, but like,
bro,
it's gonna be off the strength of Zeke. That's for sure.
Strength of who?
Zeke.
Mr. Fumbles.
Like I said, if they have any success, Zeke is gonna have to put up some Adrian Peterson numbers. He's gonna have to put up some Adrian Peterson.
This guy went 0 to 100, literally 0 to 1,000. Brother, the man almost went 2,000 yards. That's the kind of numbers you're asking for? Stop.
Well, that's the only way I see, especially to compensate for the defense. He's gonna have to if they want any chance.
That's true. Well, I think somebody said that this could be another year where even though the team has a losing record, they can make it into the playoffs, right?
I think this is one of those years.
I'm thinking the Eagles are going to be that if it is them. But like, bro, the Cowboys, the defense have already said it. Our coaches, they don't care. Like, they already making
Michael
comments.
McCarthy gets fired
Already?
if they continue to lose.
I mean, they actually have a tough lineup coming up, you know? Like, it's not easy for the Cowboys. Who's making the schedule for the Cowboys is my question. Like, seriously. It's you know what they say? Heavy the crown that lies on the king's head. You call yourself America's team. You call yourself damn boys.
Like I said, they do not deserve a Thanksgiving game every single year. They don't deserve. Bro, they haven't missed a Thanksgiving game since the 70s. Every year they're on Thanksgiving. What do they do to deserve it? Just because they're America's team.
That's literally it. That's literally it.
Bro, team like the Patriots. The Patriots haven't been on Thanksgiving since like 2010, 2011.
And they're winning too. They're Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, like, bro, the Lions get Thanksgiving games every year too.
That's because it's Detroit, man. But no one cares about football in Detroit. That's a dead market, but yeah.
Nah, don't disrespect the Motor City. There's some loyal Detroit fans out there. I see them here and there. There's some loyal Detroit fans out there.
Loyal to what? You know what those loyal Detroit fans are saying? I do know they're probably saying bring Megatron back. They're loyal to Megatron. Who do you like?
They off of the strength of Megatron and Barry Sanders, there's some Lions fans out there. Off the strength of those two.
Neither of those two were Detroit fans because they didn't pay them.
Well, they just didn't like losing. That's all. They didn't like.
More the reason why they're not fans. They're like, yo, bro, it's either you pay me or I'm retiring. Detroit single-handedly retired, could have possibly been the greatest wide receiver ever. They retired arguably the best running back ever.
I think he is the best, but story for another.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, Detroit, if you want, unless you're Matthew Stafford, if you want your career to die, go to Detroit. I said it. Come at me, Detroit fans. I'm sorry.
Now, let me ask you a question. Since you're on Matthew Stafford, do you believe he is a Hall of Famer?
What? Why?
I'm just asking a question. Do you believe he's a Hall of Famer? If you just looked at his numbers, if you just look at numbers, look at them right now, would you believe that is a Hall of Fame numbers?
What is he known for?
Forget the gameplay. Forget the gameplay. Do you think he's a Hall of Famer just if we're looking at the numbers?
If Matthew Stafford belongs in the Hall of Fame, so does Eli Manning. Because you can't ignore, like you said, Hall of Fame cannot be just specific. It has to be a body of work, right?
Listen. I'm gonna read them out for you. I'm gonna read it out for you. 62% from passing career-wise, 4,200 passing yards, 264 touchdowns to 137 interception, 89.4 quarterback rating. You don't think if we just forget, if we throw out all the tape gets burned, do you believe those are Hall of Fame numbers?
Okay. You want to know why That's if you're gonna say that, then yes. If I look at the numbers, then those numbers should issue a Hall of Fame status.
Like if he played his career in the early 2000s, do you think he'd have a better reputation than what he has now?
Well, yeah, like a quarterback like that. If you think about it, like you have Matthew Stafford from '95 to like 2006. That's a great quarterback.
He's not that mobile, but he can move around a little bit. But he's got an arm for days.
The side arms,
he's got an arm
the big bombs, for sure. But it's just like Hall of Fame. Also, like the era has to matter too, man. Like you can't just ignore that. You can't just ignore number one who you're playing around, what you see on the field, and like if his numbers were that impactful, they would have done better than what they are. Like that's what I'm saying. Like especially as a quarterback, because people can say, "Oh, well, look at Barry Sanders. How he's a Hall of Famer," and the Lions didn't go anywhere. I'm like, yes, but Barry Sanders is in a single position. He has no control over the offense unless he gets the ball. But if you're a quarterback, and that's why, like, obviously, I'll never put Eli Manning into the Hall of Fame. If you're a quarterback, I believe like that category is like there's so much more that has to encompass what you do, right? So like you can't just be like, oh yeah, all I do is I need to throw and all that kind of stuff. But you also need to lead your team to victory. Like those variables, non-factors some may consider, they matter. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Numbers alone, if you are a wide receiver or running back, but I just don't feel like a quarterback can get off that easily. Personally, for me,
so do you think Phil Rivers is a Hall of Famer?
I have a funny thing to say about Phil Rivers. He's the only quarterback in his generation that hasn't won a Super Bowl. Do you realize that? But then again, Dan Marino didn't win a Super Bowl either. Dan Marino did not win a Super Bowl either. So, and hey, Hall of Fame Dolphins.
I had him as top 5 at one point. So
golly, really? And you
at
still won't put Drew Brees? Get out of my face.
We can discuss my top 5 quarterback list another time for sure. Hey.
But no, Phil Rivers, I'd probably put Phil Rivers in the Hall of Fame. Just because of the length of time and like the guy's had a lot of playoff appearances and like let's not you know, like yes, Phil Rivers, sooner or later you're just waiting for the pick six to just kill the game. But I'd barely, but I'd put him there. Like I'd put him there because he would be on the caliber as like. See, I would put Phil Rivers is. I don't want to disrespect my boy Drew Brees, but like Phil Rivers is Drew Brees without the Super Bowl ring and the records. He's a great quarterback.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted, but he just doesn't have the Super Bowl ring and the records.
It's just me, but as like the last couple of years, he's just been a pick machine, bro. He's just been throwing those picks like crazy.
It's scary.
Untimely picks as well. It's not even like it's like a first quarter pick and he starts wheeling and dealing after that. He'll be wheeling and dealing, and then when you need the game-winning drive, oh, my bad.
Yeah, bro. He fishes for picks. He's like, I think somebody needs to make a stat like how many DBs have made it to the Pro Bowl because of Phil Rivers. Man, just like, you gotta get to the pick. Just catch that. It's true. Like even the game, like honestly, if it wasn't for that comeback, which I don't know if you can like thank
versus the Bengals.
Versus the Bengals, yeah.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that comeback, I think they were gonna bring in my guy.
I need to watch that. I'm gonna watch that game because it looked pretty interesting. It
was hideous. Yeah. It was hideous for the first quarter. Obviously, they woke up in the second quarter and were able to like come back, and then like they just like wiped out the Bengals in the second half of the game. But like I legit thought.
Well, let's not remember they're having to come back from down 21 against a rookie. Yeah. He's a rookie. Like y'all shouldn't even been in that situation.
Saints did that too. Chargers. Saints did that too. Chargers.
Hey, you're right. You're right.
Justin Herbert. But hey, listen, I'm not gonna blame Drew Brees. I'm gonna blame our sorry secondary.
Yes.
Because at that point,
Mike Williams was, oh my.
Did you see how open? Did you watch the game?
I saw the ending. I saw the last couple minutes in overtime.
Bottom line,
you have to give Marshawn Lattimore. He got cooked right before the fourth quarter ended, but he made up for it with the tackle at the 1 yard line right before first down. So you gotta.
The reason we're here. You know the reason we're here. You burn down my house and then you tell me, oh,
listen,
there's a fire
they
station
didn't
down the
score
road.
off of it though. He got the big catch, but they missed the field goal, so it wasn't even entirely.
Did he stop the field goal, or did the Holy Spirit stop the field goal? Stop that.
The game was tied. The game was tied.
That field goal, man.
He got the tackle when they needed it the most.
And I appreciate, like, legit, I appreciate it. That's why, like, I wouldn't trade him, but we can't be expecting, like you said, you can't be expecting to go toe-to-toe with the rookie when man's like Deshaun Watson, Tom Brady, and Mr. Unlimited are just, like, in the waters swimming around you. So, like, that's why I can't be excited after leaving that game. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, all I can say is I'm grateful we went into the bye with the 3-2, but we are going up against Teddy Two Gloves.
Oh, that's
tomorrow.
This week.
That's tomorrow, fam. Woo, that's gonna be a madness.
Is C-Mac back?
Nah, not yet. But Davis has been playing well, though.
Mike Davis
has been killing it. He's been killing it.
Okay. Yeah, I need to watch some Carolina games. I haven't watched
some Saints games. That's what you need to do, bro. I watch all the Patriots games. And
you have a reason. You have a reason for watching them because you have a quarterback on there. But continue. Talk to me. What's up?
Speaking of the Patriots, my guy, Cam Newton, back from COVID-19, more like COVID-20, because it doesn't look like it's going to end. Off the COVID watch list, back in the blue, white, and the red, Superman colors, truth, justice, and the American way, couldn't score a touchdown. Explain. Field goals, my brother. Field goals.
Well, they got one rushing touchdown. They got one right at the goal line.
Right at the goal line. That's basically.
But if you want to talk specifically on that last drive when they needed the touchdown,
that hurt, man. That hurt.
Cam, he missed a couple throws. This game.
Yeah,
that's for sure. That's obviously because he hasn't played in 2 weeks. And he's coming off of COVID. I don't know how those procedures went, like if it was smooth or if he had a little bumps in the road, but like he didn't look like the Cam before the COVID hit him. But at the same time, nobody's getting open. Like the last play in particular, it was if you remember, they brought the safety blitz. So pretty much they're like, Cam has to make a throw because there's no room for him to scramble.
Yeah.
You're pretty much saying DBs lock up for one play before the blitz gets there. N'Keal Harry was supposed to make an out route. Cam, you can say Cam led him a bit too far, but I really feel had he not slipped, he could have at least made a play on the ball.
That's all it was. It was the slip, man. That was 100%, man. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
It's like, that just encapsulates everything that I've been seeing with N'Keal Harry since he's been in the league. Like, I remember when he first got drafted. I could take you through it. I saw him get drafted last week of the draft. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? Then I was like, oh, he's from Toronto? Oh, no, he was born in Toronto, and then he moved down to the Caribbean, and then he came back up to the state. Then I was like, okay, I saw a couple of tape. Then I had this goober Skip Bayless was like, oh, this dude was great. He was like a Dez type of wide receiver in college. So I was like, okay, this dude can go up and make some plays. Then he gets injured. Misses 8 games. Comes back and it's
what was the injury?
I think it was an ankle injury or something like that.
Oh, high ankle sprain, probably, yeah.
He was on IR for a little bit. Then they removed him, came back in like halfway through the season. So he's already set back from the train camp because he got injured in the preseason, like the first preseason game. So he missed all the train camp, playbook, all that stuff. So it's like, now he's set back. He has a couple games. I'm waiting for him to, show me that first round pick potential. And I'm waiting. Oh, then there's that Texans game where Bradley Roby snatched the ball from him on that flat route. I'm like, he could have played better, and I'm still waiting.
Look at the patience this guy has.
Waiting.
That's why that scarf is around his neck.
Waiting. Oh, the season ended, and he didn't even get close to like 500 yards. Okay, he had a rough first year. Second year, he's got
the benefit of the doubt, as they say.
Season 2 now. That fumble right at the goal line, I'm like,
dead.
But he had good numbers, guys. Come on, go easy on it.
Look at the apologetics out here.
Waiting. And then this game now, and I'm like, all right, you have one more bad game from me, and I'm off the wagon. Hey, one more bad game, I'm off the wagon.
Wait, was that before this game?
After this game.
Oh, after this game. Okay,
yeah, I was
okay.
I can't wait to. I'm looking at the fact that DK Metcalf was picked up after N'Keal Harry. I'm looking at, yes, DK Metcalf was like towards the end of the second round. That's why a lot of people said Seattle stole him, because he slipped all the way out of the first round towards the end of the second round.
I do remember that. I didn't know N'Keal Harry was before him, but I do remember everyone was like,
it was Marquise Brown, and then it was N'Keal Harry in the first round.
That's just sad.
And then I look at guys like AJ Brown going off. I look at DK Metcalf going off.
Weapon.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Tyler Boyd was in that same draft. But I'm looking at all these guys who N'Keal Harry was picked ahead of, and they're snapping, and I'm waiting for N'Keal Harry to flash. I'm like, I got finagled. That's a new word for some of you guys. Finagled.
Finagled, guys. It's not finessed anymore. Finagled. We're keeping it Elizabethan on y'all. Finagled. Oh my gosh. My mind is blown that they what's the name? They didn't get DK Metcalf. That's crazy. I didn't even. Oh wow, that's bananas. Okay, so what was the appeal? Was it just the numbers?
I don't know. Bill Belichick, I don't know. For the life of me, he's never been good at drafting receivers.
Let's just say that was his son. Let's just say that was the second Belichick. Belichick was just like, just call me when you guys need a defense. Other than that, that's sad.
Now, Deebo Samuel was drafted after N'Keal Harry.
Deebo Samuel.
Yep.
Super Bowl playing Deebo Samuel.
Mecole Hardman was drafted after N'Keal Harry.
Fastest player in the NFL, Mecole.
Yep. I don't know if you know who Deontay Johnson. He plays for the Steelers. Drafted.
Are you kidding me? Of course
after,
I know Deontay.
Drafted after N'Keal Harry. I keep on going.
Hardman. That's I was just about to say. Okay, AJ Brown is a big wide receiver.
Yep.
DK Metcalf, big wide receiver. Mecole Hardman, speed.
Bro, what? AJ Brown and DK Metcalf used to work out together.
That's what I'm saying. Like, every time I see AJ Brown, I'm like, bro, this guy's a tight end. Nah. He's not even when him and Derrick Henry celebrate, I'm like, this guy is not that small from Derrick Henry. And
Terry McLaurin, drafted after N'Keal Harry. I keep
going.
Brother. Yep.
I'm sorry, brother.
Who else? Let's see. I'm going.
Y'all in the comment section below, put how many rookie wide receivers right now do you think are better than N'Keal Harry?
Justin
I can
Jefferson.
think of like 7. Justin Jefferson, Ruggs, CeeDee Lamb,
Jerry Jeudy.
What's our boy's name? Mapletron,
Claypool,
Jerry Jeudy. Bro, he played the same game too. You see what he's doing to you? Jerry Jeudy was doing you guys.
Darius Slayton plays for the Giants.
Yeah.
Drafted after N'Keal Harry.
Slayton is the only thing keeping the Giants wide receiver core alive right now.
Yep.
Travis
Fulgham, the guy from the Eagles he's after N'Keal Harry. Same guy on the Eagles. Yep. All these guys are panning out, and I'm waiting for N'Keal Harry, bro.
Now I feel the pain, bro.
Oh, my goodness.
I have empathy. I have compassion for you.
I tried. I fended for this man week in and week out.
Well, you know what? Maybe like with somebody like that, I don't think he got like. I feel like this is still a rookie year for him, if that makes any sense. Because
Yeah.
that first year, if that like the man's like a rookie missing 8 games,
Yeah.
you're not getting any
Especially
NFL
with the
experience.
Patriots. The Patriots in particular, because historically Patriots receivers in their rookie years, they get off to a slow start. So
Exactly. So like you know what, like give him a couple. Like I said, I always say give the full season to tell the story of every team, or like at least give like
for a
wins or
quarterback
defeats.
in particular, though, huh?
Yeah.
Some quarterbacks they come out rough in their first couple or like first year or two, and
Exactly.
then they pick it up. Like look at
Unless you're
Josh
in,
Allen. Like
yeah.
even though he
Bro,
came back down to earth with these
I
last
was
couple
just
games,
about to say it.
but he
Josh
looks a
Allen,
lot better than in the last 2 years. So
true. But I was about to say, I think the one thing that people are not realizing that what's keeping Josh Allen back. Everybody talks about, this guy's got a big arm. Yeah, he runs. Man's not accurate.
yes,
He's not accurate.
difference between being like having an arm and being a good passer.
Exactly. He's like, you want to call him the opposite of Drew Brees? Sorry, you have the biggest arm in the world, but you can't hit with Stephon Diggs. You can't hit any of
He'd
your
be
wide
having
receivers.
guys wide open and he'd be overthrowing them. How do you do that? How do you do that? The Steelers. How do you do that? How do you do that?
Hey. Apparently, I'm hearing in the news, grapevine, don't quote me, you can quote me, Stephon Diggs ain't too happy in Buffalo. So,
Really?
And
No way.
I
Say
heard
honest.
this. I'm not joking. I'm hearing this through Saints media, and they're talking about likely places that he may want to be traded to, and the Saints are one of them. But if Stephon Diggs comes to the Saints,
he's the number one guy. Like, why is he? They literally just lost 2 games. What is he unhappy about?
I mean, 2 games. Your quarterback is overthrowing you. Who knows? I don't know. Like I said, I don't
just
know
had like a toe tapper touchdown just against the Chiefs the other day. What is he unhappy about?
Listen, Stephon Diggs, I don't know. Like I said, this is all about fake news, truth news. Who knows? All I'm saying is that's what I heard. And if that's the case, and he comes over to the Patriots, that would be what about he becomes the Patriots? Think about that. That would be a division shift, I think. That would literally be a division momentum shift.
If the Patriots get any competent wide receiver, they're back. They're back to the way. Cam just needs one guy that he can rely on, because we're seeing Edelman. Edelman is half of what he was when he won the MVP. Like the dude's flinching. Whenever he's catching the ball, he's flinching on the contact. Man's been getting dinged up too much, so he's like,
I'm actually looking at it like it's a lot more noticeable now. Like the guy used to obviously remember what we used to say. Mr. Edelman used to take a lot of hits in the middle.
He was a mud head. He was a mud head. I don't see him taking those same hits anymore.
Hey, you know what they call it? Business decisions. Yes. Just like in midair. I have a wife and family at home. Sorry.
That's fat. Bro, in basketball, if you see 2 of the most athletic men running down and you're on defense, go back and get the points in the next play, bro. Take the dunk. It's not that serious. It's not serious.
We'll get him in game 2, as they always say. Well, game two. I'll come strong. But yeah, no. I'm thinking because if we're talking about the failures of N'Keal Harry. Like, would you just say any I don't know any undrafted wide receivers right now, or any wide receivers on the free agency, and the trading, I think it's closing really soon. So do you see the Patriots going out and getting a wide receiver, or do you think they just come up with a better scheme for their wide receivers right now?
I would like to see them try and get Odell.
He's not leaving that. Now that they actually have a winning record.
Listen. That game versus the Steelers was very telling. It was very telling.
The Steelers, though, unless you're getting your helmet ripped off and beaten into your own head.
I'm just saying, man. we know Odell is so much better than this. We know he's so much better than the numbers he's putting up right now.
For real, for real. And hey, remember Odell? He's turned a new leaf. I just want to play for the team. I just want to win for the team. Stop lying.
Well, that's because we know, because bro, like he's at that point where he's walking on eggshells with everything. If Odell, like even the other day when he was in the huddle getting at his teammates, they're like, oh, like there he goes again, getting at teammates all over again. It's like we literally saw Brady do the same thing, and we said, oh, it's Brady being Brady. Like he's always gonna have that bad reputation following him. Even when he's right, he's still wrong.
Exactly. Some of it is warranted because my boy was acting a fool. But at the same time, we all know the black man has to be held to a higher standard for some reason in the NFL. So you sneeze in the wrong direction and everybody's looking at you sideways. If you don't. It's so sad because, like, it's crazy that I feel like you're right. Like, he still hasn't, like, you look at all the wide receivers and people do love Odell, but, like, there's just something that's holding him back from, like, I look at Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is a born like that's his team forever. That's his, just like I think of Julio, I think of the Falcons. I think of Fitzgerald, I think of Cardinals.
Are you saying Odell should have been that for the Giants?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, he could have been like that like,
pantheon great for the Giants.
You said it. Yes. You said you took the words right out of my mouth, right? And him coming to the Cleveland, like to Cleveland, obviously new start, fresh face, Baker Mayfield, whatever. He's still doing his thing, but like he's just not getting that opportunity to put himself on that level. And like a lot of it still has to come with like play on the field and some, not off the field antics can't be there. You know what I mean? Like I see him. He's not on the level of Terrell Owens yet, where you can just be like, yo, this guy's gonna just ball out kind of thing. I feel like he's just underneath that still. Because Terrell Owens,
he suffered the same type of criticisms as well.
Exactly, but Terrell Owens, like, don't care where he goes, he's gonna be a madness.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The man balled out everywhere he played.
Exactly,
which is incredible. Because most guys, once they leave the team where they made a name, they don't look the same. But it's
exactly.
It's the same T.O. He's just in a different jersey.
Just in a different jersey, yeah. And you know what's crazy? It blows my mind to know that Terrell Owens was on the same team as Jerry Rice.
Yeah. He was the rook.
That's scary, fam. That his first touchdown was in a 49ers jersey to win the game, if you recall. So, yeah. So, like, and that's where, like, if I was what's name right now, if I was Odell Beckham right now, don't ask for a trade, but like you gotta go ham this year. You gotta go ham. Just let your play do the talking for you. Like if people are gonna say whatever they're gonna say about you, sure. But just
but look at my numbers.
Exactly. Literally T.O. Look at and that's how T.O. got into the Hall of Fame.
Yep. His number spoke for itself.
Like forget the
man skipper, team obliterator. Listen. You have to at least give Skip credit because he kept the same energy with T.O. when he was talking about him. Then when he came, he said the same thing. He didn't back off of it. So
1,000%.
you gotta give it to him.
1,000%. I don't know what those guys have against each other.
Hey, I still want to see that one day when he finally has a sit down with LeBron. Oh my!
Oh, it's not happening.
Listen, they'd have to make that a pay-per-view event. They'd have to make it a pay-per-view event.
Or like moderated by Shannon.
Yes.
Nah, Shannon's too biased. It's too biased. But that would be I would love to see that.
I promise you, I'd pay money to see that.
Guaranteed.
I'd pay money to see.
I would have to watch that on pay-per-view on my TV, 100%. I don't care. Just to hear or that, like the sheer biasness that would come out of his mouth. You know when I knew he was biased? When I knew he was biased was when even after like this year, the amount of excuses that this guy would say. Oh well, this is the easiest.
The Clippers would have beat them.
Like, hold on, it was
Trailblazers.
No, I'm just thinking like it was Shannon Sharp, Snoop Dogg, and Skip, and like Snoop Dogg was like, bro, the Lakers, it's out of their control if this team doesn't make it to the championship or not. So it's not my fault you didn't beat,
Exactly.
It's impossible. So it would be a madness to see.
Not to get off topic because we're still on football. Last one before we get into our picks. Tua. Mr. Tua Tagovailoa. I don't even know if I said it properly.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Vailoa.
There
we go. All right.
I'm not a Pacific Islander, but I grew up in the island of Fiji. So.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
I know these people. People. He's not even Fijian, but still. Hey.
How you feel about him starting?
I only have one thing and one thing to say.
What?
Hips don't lie, fam.
You think that hip is gonna?
If you catch my drift.
Issue? You think it's gonna be an issue?
My guy, I watched the injury when he was playing for Alabama, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the man's hip bone. We're talking about the socket dislocated.
Mm-hmm.
Once that comes out,
it is
never as sturdy. It's never the same. And he had 2 plays. They just went obviously the Dolphins. They're watching him play in the practice, so they say practice is not 100%. We all know this, but at least he can move around. But bro, you and I both know that game day speed is just so much more different.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been hit. Don't let those two what do you call it? Those 2 passes he threw fool you and say, oh yeah, he's game ready. Nah, the man has not been sacked. The man has not been hit. So the difference between him and somebody like Kyler Murray is that Kyler Murray didn't come out from an injury. Kyler Murray came out from...
And he's a lot quicker than Tua is.
Way quicker, faster, and the guy knows how to get down, right?
Yeah, so he's baseball background.
Exactly, man slides.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy for him to play because obviously you want to see anybody successful in the NFL. And come on, Fitzpatrick. I know it's sad for you, but brother, you've been here for 15 years.
You had your chance. You had your chance.
You threw on the Saints when you were when you threw against the Saints when you were on
Tampa
Buccaneers. You played. Who else did you play with?
He played with Houston at one point. He played with Buffalo. He played with the Jets.
Come on.
He's been around. So, he gets a couple dollars for his play and then stinks it up afterwards.
Let me give you guys a history lesson. Have you ever heard of the expression, the sword of Damocles?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, well, the sword of Damocles in ancient Roman art literature was basically, Damocles himself was a man that was killed by something. I forgot what the reason was, but he was killed by his conspirators. And he basically came back as a vengeful ghost to kill all the people that killed him. Sort of like a Grim Reaper, so to speak. And anybody that was killed by him was killed by the sword of Damocles, which basically meant that there's a time and a place for your perdition or your retribution or your judgment. So I say, is he Googling it? So there's a little bit of history lesson for you guys.
Wow.
So I say the sword of Damocles was going to fall on Fitzpatrick sooner or later, and it is officially fallen on him.
Your time was coming, bucko.
Your time was, that's all I'm trying to say. That's literally all I'm trying to say. It just sucks that it comes off the strength of 2 wins. That's the only reason we're all just oh, well, Fitzpatrick. Bro, it's the Dolphins. What do you say? Relax. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm happy for Tua. I'm happy and weary. So obviously I'm not oh, don't play. I'm happy, but I'm weary.
Mm-hmm.
But for Fitzpatrick, it was just a matter of time. So I'm kind of
indifferent
towards that.
And luck next time, bucko.
Exactly. Go back to the Jets. Revitalize that team, maybe. What are your thoughts? I don't know.
He's a fellow lefty, so.
Oh, but he's also a lefty?
He's a lefty.
Brother, you a lefty?
Yeah, I'm lefty.
Me too.
You're left-handed?
Yeah.
Say honest.
I swear to you, bro.
This makes a whole lot of sense. This makes a whole lot of sense.
All
right, but question: Do you write sideways or do you just write?
I crush everything I write.
You get ink all on your head.
Ink all over the head. I smudge over my drawings. Trust me, bro. All day, baby. Say when Brandon's left-handed. This is a madness. I didn't even know. Comment in the section if you're left-handed or right-handed or
ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous. Thank you very much. I couldn't find the word.
It's all good. It's all good. That's what I'm
Yeah, so you were saying he's a lefty.
Yes, he's a fellow lefty, so I'm supporting him despite the fact that he's a division rival. But I want to see if he's able to overcome. Me personally, I'm a Jalen Hurts guy.
You never cared for Tua, eh? Savage.
I like Jalen Hurts over Tua. And the fact that Jalen Hurts was able to step back into that role when he got hurt and he was able to get the dub, like, hey, this guy, he's got something. He
was the Nick Foles of the college football.
Yes. Now he's with the Eagles, and that every time Wentz plays bad, that shadow gets a lot bigger and bigger. So, hey.
It's just like Jalen.
Hey.
He literally could be Nick Foles again.
Hey. I'm just saying, man. But Tua, I hope you do well.
Yeah.
Rooting for you, player. Just not when you're facing the Patriots.
Guaranteed. Hey, I'm a Patriots by association officially now.
Yeah,
but I guess for me, it doesn't even honestly matter how well he plays. I just want him to survive the season.
Yes.
Because it would be a madness if this kid gets injured. So that's the only thing.
Shame.
That's the only thing. When you're just think about it, your hip is one of the most solid muscles, solid bone, like your hip, the hip socket. Mm-hmm. Just so you imagine, dislocating that, how much.
And even people when they get up in age, elderly folk, if they break their hip, that things usually goes downhill after that. They never recover properly.
Exactly. So. And you're breaking yours at 19, 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
But hopefully he has youth on his side, so. We'll see.
You hoping maybe the next Patriots game hopefully will prevent a miracle in what was it again?
Bro, every time we face Miami, something always bad happens whenever they face Miami, bro. Especially late in the season. Something always happens without failure.
I like to hear this because listen, as Saints fans, we are used to disappointments, but as Patriots fans, it doesn't come often. So when it does come, I really like to revel in it, How did you feel when you saw Kenyon Drake?
First of all, that was a horrible play call. They were at the 30-yard line and they're playing prevent all the way in the end zone. They put Gronk on the field. This is when Gronk was still rusty and aching with all those injuries, and they expected him to go and make an open field tackle. Godspeed, bro. Oh, my. That was just a horrible sequence of plays.
Honestly, for TV purposes and for just for visual purposes, that was one of the greatest moments I've ever seen in my life. Just like Beastquake was one of the greatest moments and it left a hole in my heart. Just watching the entire Miami fan base go insane.
Well, that was their Super Bowl, so hats off.
It was literally. And it was Tannehill too, so don't forget.
Yep.
Yo,
hey.
I just wanted this could be a conversation later when we start talking about our deep run picks, but nothing is stopping the Titans right now, bro. That's all I'm saying. That team, okay. That's all I'm saying. That's my AFC pick, bro. The Titans. That's my AFC pick.
They're rolling right now. They're rolling. So
that team is going as far as Derrick Henry can run.
But since we're on the topic, we can do the picks right now. And the first at the top of my list here is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Tennessee Titans at Tennessee.
This is the pre-Super Bowl, bro. This is the pre-AFC Championship game. Or at least a pre-divisional round game.
So who you got?
I have to go with my boy Henry. Look at him. Okay? That's all I got to say. 25, no. It's going to be a low.
It's a 1 point.
21.
They have Tennessee as a 1 point favorite. So,
25-24, 25-21, or
24-21. Is that
24-21?
they're tied and they kick a game winner type of?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously, like, think about it this way. Unstoppable force, immovable object. Derrick
Derrick
Henry,
Henry gets them right into field goal range. So
and
you
what's it
think
called?
Steven Gostkowski will come up clutch for them?
He did it for the Patriots. I mean, why can't he do it
Yes,
again?
but he's fallen off pretty significantly in the last couple of years.
Fam, you literally have one job. You literally have one job. Don't miss.
Hey.
Don't tell that to Chargers kicker, but still, don't miss. Yeah, what about you? Pittsburgh or I mean, that
I say
defense.
lower. I say 21-17 off of a Steelers game-winning drive.
Oh,
Yeah.
Roethlisberger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, basically all the undefeated teams.
I think it's going to be a Juju touchdown too. Hey, come back to this if I'm right, though. I think it'll be a Juju touchdown. That's my bold statement of the night. It's my bold statement.
That's going to be the title of this video. Juju wins in overtime? Never.
Well, yes.
That's cool. 21-17, Juju Smith-Schuster touchdown.
Yeah.
I say field goal from Gostkowski, 24-21.
All right. Lions versus Falcons in Atlanta.
In Atlanta?
Falcons.
In Atlanta, right? I spent this entire chat burying the Lions.
But you think they win?
But I think they win.
Score.
Stafford does throw bombs. Stafford, remember.
And Galladay he's balling.
Every game,
Galladay, he never gets a lot of conversation talks. I never hear Galladay being talked about, but he's a pretty good receiver.
Well, the Saints made him look like a superstar in that game, but he was injured before that. So he's been quiet this season at least. But yeah, no, he's a dope receiver. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like him, DeAndre Swift, who else do they got?
They have Marvin Harrison.
They got Marvin Harrison. What's that wide receiver? They still have Golden Tate, right?
Nah, he's with the Giants now.
Oh, yeah, he's with the Giants. Yeah, forget. I still think they win because that team knows how to put up points.
Yeah.
It's just that they just don't know how to keep those points. The first 3 losses, they were up by double-digit points. Yeah. And they still lost. So I'm going with 35-24. They'll win by 1 full touchdown. Actually, 2 points. Yeah. So
I say Falcons 31-24.
Wow.
Falcons 31-24.
Okay. Really? Falcons? These dead in the water birds? The dirty birds? That's what the Saints call them.
Browns versus Bengals. I got Bengals in that one. I got the Bengals. I got Bengals. I saw Joe Burrow. He had a game against them. It's just that
the defense they
didn't win.
Just pooped. The defense just wet the bed in that game. So the guy threw they were up by 20 in the first half. Mm-hmm. So the Bengals are winning that game. Then again, Myles Garrett can finish you with 1 helmet swing. So I feel like it's going to be closer than we think, but I'm going 21-17 Bengals.
21-17? Okay. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. I'll say that too. Your team, Saints, Panthers.
I'll let you go first. Without Emmanuel Sanders, without Michael Thomas.
Wait, Thomas is still out or is he suspended?
No. He got a hamstring injury on Wednesday.
Oh, in practice. Oh, boy.
It's a shake my head situation, bro. It's a shake my head situation.
Remember Stephen A. Smith with his I'm kind of leaning to the Panthers still. I'm leaning to the Panthers.
I really think the Saints are a dead team,
24-21.
You're actually
mad. Teddy B with a steal.
You're actually mad.
I think Teddy B will spoil you guys' heart in the last couple minutes. Pass to DJ Moore. touchdown.
Guy said pass. Honestly, I will not be surprised if that happens, but I feel like the points are going to be the other way around. 24-21 Saints.
So Saints game winner.
Not game winner, but like what's it called? We'll try to rally, but just not enough.
Okay.
Yeah. They'll score like maybe a touchdown in the end because the Saints love to play prevent and like just give everything up when they're ahead.
True. This is true.
So, yeah, I think it's 24-21. It'll still be like a really close game, but Saints are pulling out a win.
Okay.
I mean, I pray they pull out a win.
Buffalo Bills versus New York Jets in New York.
So basically, both of them are going to be in New York either way. Buffalo.
In New Jersey because it's that's where
the Jets are New Jersey, right?
Yeah. They're in New
true.
Jersey.
Maybe that's why they're dead because New Jersey. Not hating all the New Jersey fans.
That's where their stadium is, but they call themselves the New York Jets. They share the same stadium with the Giants, but they both play in East Rutherford, New Jersey. So
New York itself actually has like no.
Well, what they gonna play in Madison Square Garden?
Anything to get them on the winning team, to get a winning team. But I go, come on, it's a bounce back game for Josh Allen. That game's gonna be 31-10, 31-10, 35.
I say 31-17 for Buffalo. I think Sam Darnold will get a couple garbage time touchdowns.
I guess. Isn't he still injured?
Is he? Well, if he is, then 31-10. I agree then.
If he isn't.
I do not like talking about this. This is a sleeper game. Just put me to sleep. Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington unnamed team.
Washington to be determined. I guess the football team is the name until the next season.
Yeah.
That's what you get for naming it after a racist name for natives. I know. Who do you even want to see ball out in this game? Sorry, my mom just turned off the lights.
I don't know. This is a pick'em game, pretty much. Like, there's no odds for either one.
I don't care about either team. I would have cared for Adrian Peterson, but he's not there anymore.
I think Washington.
I'll give it to Washington just so that this team can keep dying.
Yeah.
It'll still be like maybe 21-10.
21-10.
They'll score one touchdown and a field goal. Yeah, 21-10 Washington.
All right, cool.
Who's the quarterback for Washington? Kyle Allen?
Yeah.
I think it's Kyle Allen. Because he was the one that played. They lost their last game, but he played. Mm-hmm. He finished the game. Okay. So is Alex Smith not playing, or did he get injured?
I don't know.
Who knows?
This is
what happens when you don't have a name of your team.
We got the Green Bay Packers versus the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson versus the bad man.
He's so bad.
You know where I'm going.
Kringle me Kringleberry.
You know where I'm going.
We're both going to the same place.
I'm going D-Watch on this game. I think he has another Herculean effort, this time in a win. I think they win this one 35-28.
Against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Listen, my heart is telling me Deshaun Watson, but my brain and that old line is telling me Green Bay Packers.
Really? What's the score?
Deshaun Watson does put up numbers. It's probably going to be, 30. I want to say 35-30. I want to say 35-30.
For Green Bay.
For Green Bay, yeah.
Okay. All right. Then the afternoon games, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders are winning. Raiders are winning. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gruden. I forgot about this team.
This is a Super Bowl rematch, actually, from 2002 times. When Gruden, he was in charge of the Buccaneers at the time, and they beat up the Raiders. Now he's back on the Raiders.
Well, they're going to talk about that like a madness. They're going to talk about that like a madness. And technically,
this is a historic game. This is a historic game.
You didn't even mention Raiders versus Patriots. Gruden versus Tom Brady. Tuck rule.
True. Very true.
So there you go.
Very
So
true.
I'm going with the Raiders, man. The Raiders are a good team.
I just realized these are two pirate themed teams. Raiders are pirates, Buccaneers pirates.
Oh yeah. Well, who's gonna steal the game?
Oh, I'm going with the Buccaneers.
I said Buccaneers. Stop
I
it.
think they're gonna shut down. What's his name? Josh
Darren Waller
Jacobs.
or Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
Henry
I think
Ruggs.
that'll be there. Ooh.
Darren Waller.
I'm still going Buccaneers still. But it'll be a shootout. I think this will be a shootout game. I think this is the shootout game that we see. I pick it will be 35-24 for the Bucks.
I said they're gonna win by 2 points at least. Wow. It's gonna be a low scoring game for me, bro. I know Tom Brady's involved, but it's probably gonna be like 14-20. It's gonna be 14-21 or something like that.
Interesting.
14-21 Raiders.
The Patriots versus the 49ers.
This is a tough game to come back for Cam, man. I was hoping Cam was gonna get a quick gimme game, but this is the 49ers. I don't think they're gonna win this. I don't think they're gonna win this. It's the 49ers.
I'm going with New England. I'm going with New England in a nail biter.
Say with your chest.
I'm going New England in a nail biter.
Aye. Well, that's a tough one. I'm gonna call
24-21 New England.
One field goal, eh?
Yeah.
So what do you guys have against? Okay, we can talk about
this.
That
Is Jimmy G's first game versus Bill Belichick since he got traded.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. That's true. I didn't think about that. I completely forgot about him. I forgot about he was a second string. This guy won a Super Bowl ring without doing anything against the Seahawks.
Yeah. And the Falcons won too.
And the Falcons. 2 rings? What?
Yeah.
I want to say 27-24.
For 49ers.
I want the Patriots to win, but I think the 49ers are going to win.
You think the defense will be too much for Cam, or do you think it's the running game too much for the Patriots? Because the 49ers...
Belichick's weakness is the run game, you know. Yeah.
Well, just because he doesn't have those same athletic linebackers as in years past, too.
Yeah.
But it's like the 49ers, like a lot of their pass game, it's a lot of underneath, and they just do a lot of after the catch yards. So
yeah. That's very true. It's like 2 yards pass and then a 40-yard run, 3-yard pass and then a 10-yard run. I'm just saying, if they can lock up Kittle, that's like you've already done half the battle. So like the run game is still to be determined. But Belichick doesn't look like somebody who's going to be fooled by a lot of those motion plays.
Yeah.
So it's basically, we're going to see offensive mind Kyle Shanahan against defensive mind Bill Belichick in this, and I think that Kyle Shanahan just has more people to work with, and that's why he's going to win this game.
Interesting. All right. Kansas City versus Denver. How much points is Kansas City winning by?
Thank you. Let's just keep it moving. Keep it moving. 42-12 or 42-10.
All right. Cool.
Bro, they only beat the Patriots because of field goals. They didn't even score touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's 42 to 6, 10. Maybe 10.
I think they get a late game. Actually,
touchdown?
I think they keep it close for like a quarter and a half, and then the Chiefs just start up the engine and be like,
yeah, the car is still in the driveway.
Peace.
that's not close.
This is Bell's first game too.
Oh, please. I want him a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. Oh, my God.
Yep. All right. Jaguars versus Chargers.
Herbert, take it away.
Herbert.
Take it away. Herbert. I say he can put up points fast, so I'm saying the guy's scoring at least 27 points. Jaguars 14.
All right. I'll take that. I'll take it. And then our main event, the Sunday night primetime, the Arizona Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks. We talked about this already.
And my answer stays the same. Mr. Unlimited, baby. Nail biter game, 1 touchdown. Look at him, he's already upset. I say 24-21. Yeah.
24-21.
But it'll be a touchdown.
I got 31-28.
Who?
Cardinals.
I already knew his answer before he even said it.
Yep.
All right. Yep. We'll see little Kyler Murray squirming around. It's basically old scrambler, young scrambler. Who can carry their team to victory. DK Metcalf.
I like Buda Baker. He's been playing like the best safety in the league this year.
But it was against the Cowboys, man. Come on.
But this is what he does. Like even last year, I'm pretty sure he was like top 5 in tackles as a safety.
That's what you should be.
Well, the linebackers are usually the ones leading the league in tackles.
I know, but it's true. But still, like
he plays in the box. He plays in coverage. You can man him up on your tight end. He does all you want from a safety, bro.
I guess that's true. No. I'm not taking anything away from Buda Baker. I'm just saying his play, at least last game, could have been a little embellished because of who he was playing against.
Fine. Okay.
So that's what, like.
All right.
I will say this though. Even though I want the Seahawks to win, there's a high probability that he's going to pick off Russell Wilson. Like Russell Wilson is the person that he's going into the game saying, "Yeah, I'm probably going to throw a pick, but I'm still going to win this game." Mm-hmm. So I'll say Buda Baker will get a pick.
Okay. All right. Okay. Chicago Bears versus the Rams on Monday night.
Khalil Mack versus
Aaron
our
Donald.
Boy, Aaron. I don't care how many men you put on me, Donald.
Do you remember, like, I think the year they went to the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure he was doubled on 90% of the snaps, and he still led the league in sacks.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's scary. He injured Drew Brees. I don't know if you remember this. He injured Drew
unintentionally.
Brees. Stop it.
Unintentionally. He was trying to make a play on the ball.
If he wasn't as athletic as who he was, Drew Brees wouldn't have been injured. That's all I'm saying.
You still won those 5 games without Drew Brees.
Teddy, baby. I know, if anything, that injury was the best thing that ever happened to the Saints that whole season.
Yeah. It gave Brees some time off. So thank him. Thank him.
And I do. And I thank Aaron Donald.
So who you got? Mac versus Donald. Who makes a bigger impact in the game?
Yeah, I'm thinking Aaron Donald will make a bigger impact, but Jared Goff is just trash to me. So I trust
Jared Goffle. Get it? Get it? Jared Goffle.
No, that joke was better than his gameplay. Bottom line is, I trust Nick Foles more than Garrett. I trust Nick Foles way more than I can ever even trust Jared Goff. So I'm thinking that the defense is no slouch either. Not just Khalil Mack. They're no slouch either. They know how to cover wide receivers.
Definitely.
So I'm going with Chicago, bro. I'm going with Chicago. 21. No, not 21. They're gonna probably put up some points, but it'll probably be like 30 or 27, 21.
27-20.
Yeah, one touchdown.
I say 28-21, but close enough.
Chicago,
yeah.
All right.
Them Bears,
baby. Chicago.
They're tired of getting beat up by the Packers all the time. Remember a time when the Bears, they were like the rivalry in the NFL. Like back in like their historic days when the Bears was actually good, like the Bears Packers, they always had.
That's true. Like even with like we were talking about Urlacher days,
AFL times before.
Way back then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's beyond my knowledge.
Yeah.
But I can imagine. That's crazy.
Vince Lombardi times.
Jeez, who was the opposing coach? I don't know.
Because
that would have been before, what's his name? The 85 Bears coach.
Mm-hmm.
That was before Mike Ditka.
Yes.
Okay,
Probably,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Black and white times.
Black and white day.
Yes.
What's his name? What's our guy's name? The one that just passed away recently.
Who was it?
The running back.
Oh, Gale Sayers.
Gale Sayers
His
times.
time, essentially.
Okay.
His time. Yeah.
Okay. All right, true.
Yeah.
But no, the Chicago Bears, they're a better team. Yo, don't sleep. Chicago Bears, Devin Hester. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That was a long time ago, but that was still our time period. So they can make a run again.
The best returner of all time, Devin
All
Hester.
time.
All time.
Don't at me, fam. Don't at me.
Yep.
All time.
Nobody better than Hester. They literally kicked it out of bounds just to not give him a chance to return it.
Bro, biggest moment, biggest stage, Super Bowl, beginning of the Super Bowl.
Versus the Colts.
And that's the greatest opening to any
Super Bowl
I've ever seen.
It's a shame he couldn't win.
I know. Oh my. And I love Peyton Manning. Like, I really love Peyton Manning as a football player and as a character.
Yeah.
Obviously, wanted the Saints to beat him, and I'm glad they did. But I wanted the Chicago Bears to win that Super Bowl so badly.
Yeah.
Just because of that season for Devin Hester, but no.
Well, yeah, this pretty much officially brings us to the end of like the official podcast with a name. It's episode 4, but this is the first one with a name. So, and it's kind of long. It's about 2 hours or so.
2 hours.
Whoever's here,
10, yeah.
Whoever's here, I appreciate you for listening.
Thank you for sticking by for the entire line,
real one.
Man. Oh my!
Hopefully,
you guys are the realest.
Hopefully, either this episode or the next one we'll have on Anchored, which will, the way Anchored works, it puts like the podcast on all separate like streaming platforms. You don't have to go and make other accounts separately. It's all under the Anchored account that you make. So hopefully this one will have the digital where it's not video, where you can also just listen in your headphones too. So hopefully we're moving, like I said, this is still a learning process for both Tim and myself. And we were supposed to have some guests on here, but that is a story for another day. But yes, appreciate you guys for coming. Tim, you have anything else to say?
Nah, like I said, man, just want to thank everybody for sticking with us to the 2-hour mark, or even still here, listening to us go back and forth. You can see we're really excited about football. We love the game. We love talking sports. And we love you guys. We love you guys listening, and we're doing this because we love football and we love sharing our passion with the rest of the world. So, Overtime with B&T. I'm loving it. Look forward to the new graphics, the new intros. Maybe now that we
shout
have a
out
name.
for him with the thumbnails. He be working hard on those thumbnails.
We out here, bro. We out here. The next one's coming. Trust. Big trust. Sorry.
Woo woo in the building. You can see me outside the bank, bro.
Going at me. Still lose to the Chiefs, but that's besides the point.
Yes, sir.
For sure. And so I'm so excited. Episode 4, officially episode 1 of the new name, Overtime with B&T, and it's gonna be a madness. I can't wait, bro. Season is almost at its halfway point.
Yep,
it's gonna be fun.
All right, guys, we hope you have a good day or night whenever you're listening to this or watching this. See y'all on the next episode.
Deuces.